Let me tell you about one of the scariest moments in my life. I was playing with my daughter at a park, and all of a sudden she just disappeared. She was completely gone. And we found her moments later in a fountain across a very busy street. This is an example of eloping because of a tangible. Dr. Regina Crone is going to go over this with us in our elopement series today.
Okay, and this is our final video in our entire elopement series, so please go back and watch the other ones if this one does not apply. But what we're talking about is addressing the behavior of elopement with the reason on why it's occurring. And today we're going to talk about tangible, but there's three others. There is sensory, there is attention, there is an escape as well. So today we're going to focus on tangible, and that is the elopement behavior happens because I want access to that. And it doesn't matter if you're jumping over a fence to get it, if you're running across a busy road to get it. All of those things can occur, and it obviously puts somebody in a vulnerable situation of danger. And so it's really important that we address elopement, but we also understand why it's occurring. So the very first thing we're going to do is look at our replacement behavior. What do we want someone to do instead of just running? Is it bad for them to want the item? Absolutely not. It's just in the way that they're getting it is not going to be effective and safe. And so instead what we're going to do is we're going to teach that replacement behavior of requesting. This becomes so important. And remember that requesting for that item becomes so important, and you can do this verbally, through picture exchange, through a sign or a gesture. All of those work. It might just be pointing before you're running, right? So we want to really look at what is the best form of communication for that. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to identify what is the reinforcer. Well, the reinforcer is getting exactly what they wanted. But what if that is not an attainable item? What do you do then? And the second replacement behavior we're going to have to look at is accepting no. So when you have to say no, we have to have a plan to reinforce that. And it can't be with the item that they requested. So you actually have to put in place, how do I start to reinforce somebody that when I have to say, nope, you can't have access to that, we have to go do this instead. So we're going to look at how do we practice this in a way that becomes effective. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to allow them to encounter the word no by offering them an alternative. So no, we can't have those gummy bears, but you know what? We can go get some Skittles in the kitchen or whatever that replacement might be. Give them an alternative. Don't just start with a hard, cold no, because then you might find yourself encountering that behavior. And then when they accept no, you quickly want to give them that additional reinforcement for accepting those things. So maybe it is, no, but we can go watch your favorite TV show, and they transition instead of running out the door to the ice cream truck. Then also go ahead and add an additional reinforcer, and maybe that's a different edible that they might like. Okay, so those are some things. Add the reinforcement, practice accepting no in the situations when they ask and it's not available, and then also practicing requesting of being able then to walk safely to where it is and help them gain access to their tangible. So those are some ways that we're going to practice those, and you might have to do that multiple times a day when you first get started. Remember, creating a habit happens because you practice it, and that practice creates that permanence and that habit. So make sure you're doing that. In addition, you have to have a plan for what if it goes wrong? What if they see the ice cream truck and it's driving down the road and they just shoot off and they want to do it and they never asked if they could, right? You had no idea it was about to occur. You're not able to block it. So what you're going to have to do is bring your kiddo back, put them in a neutral position, right? Neutral situation, like maybe doing a puzzle or doing something that has something that they do not prefer. And then you're going to start over with starting with the requesting. In this case, it might be now we have to practice accepting no, going to an alternative activity, and then being reinforced. But the most important thing to remember that following that elopement, that behavior, is that we are not bringing all the reinforcement with us, because we definitely don't want that to become the new pattern and change. So those are a few quick tips on how to address elopement for the purpose of a tangible.
Yeah, and I know that this can seem overwhelming and it can seem like a lot, but as parents, it is so important for us to just take the time to do it, because it is life or death. So thank you so much for putting this together. I really hope that you're able to go back and print out the worksheet and you can fill it out on the back for your own child, and hopefully keep your child safe. Keep shining bright.